Hello everybody and welcome to Aqualibrium. We're going to be connecting the right and left hemispheres of the brain and calming your nervous system this morning or this afternoon, wherever it is for you. Let's start right here with arms crisscrossed. We're going to go slow and then we're going to go fast. First move is opposite elbow to knee. So a slow march here. Getting that elbow and knee either to touch or just as close as you can. After we do a set of 8 to 10, we're going to speed it up. Starting to jog the knees in the water, landing softly. That's a nice thing about being in the water. It helps soften our impact. And we'll do another quick set of 8 to 10 before we move on here to the next move. You're going to keep your arms crisscrossed, and now you're going to take the knees wider and bring elbow to knee same side. So you'll feel this in your waist a little bit. Starts engaging the waist, starts bending the back a little bit. And again, we'll do one slow set, get you oriented with the move, and then we'll speed it up. Create some ripples in the water, start waking yourself up. Again, connecting right and left hemispheres of the brain. Yay! All right, then we're going to move to our next exercise, which is called knee pop. Fingers are laced, and it looks like in the water I'm just touching my knee, but that's when we have this little close-up. I want you to see I'm pushing my knee into my palms, a push in. Hold your arms steady. You can see my shoulders are flexed a little bit here. Try not to let your knee move your arm, and then when we speed that up, it's just a faster knee pop, jogging the knees, popping them up into the palms. All right, good job everybody. Next one is going to be called Hopscotch. You've probably done this before, either in or out of the water. If it was out of the water, it may have been decades ago. So we are reaching opposite hand to foot, or to heel specifically. Got the little side angle here. Going slow, and then we will speed that up. So if the speed up, it's hard, to do if you haven't done this in a while, then just do a fast heel jog. That'll work too. But get as close as you can with the hand reaching towards the foot. All right, next one, we're going to move it forward to opposite hand to toe. So going slow first here, reaching across, flexing the foot, reaching towards the toe. If you can touch it, fantastic. If not, again, no judgment. Hey, you are out here, you got up, and you're trying something new. So high five to you. Then we're going to speed it up. So just reaching opposite hand to foot. Make sure it is opposite so we keep, again, the right and the left hemispheres of the brain talking to each other. We'll do a fast set, and then we'll go on to our next one. Next one is going to be a front back reach. Now this one's a little trickier. I warmed you up to this one. So here's what I'm doing. I'm reaching one foot forward and the opposite hand reaches for it. Then whatever is left, which is the other leg reaching back, the other arm reaches back. Here's a side angle. So I'm reaching out with the opposite foot and hand, and then whatever is left, the other leg and the other arm that didn't move, goes back. When we speed that up, this is called a pony. So if you've done water aerobics very much, you know pony. I'm pulling my arms towards that extended leg, which actually gets some ab work in there. So this is a sneaky ab work that falls into this one. So after we get a fast set of this, and maybe you're still working on the slow, that's all right. It's tiring. Then we're going to change sides. So now I'm going the other side, and usually the other side is harder. Whatever side you started with is what you naturally gravitate towards, which why it took me a second here as well. Just get the foot first. That's what I do. I start with the foot, and then I reach the opposite hand, and then I get the opposite leg back, and I may or may not get the opposite arm back, as you can see. Okay, and then we speed it up. So we go into pony again. I'm pulling my arms down. I've got a slightly closed hand. This is for those of you that are a little bit more advanced. So if you close the hands, or maybe you even have aqua gloves, that's going to get abs and arms in here more. But the main intent of this video is Aqualibrium, right and left hemispheres of the brain connecting. So don't worry about all the technicalities of hands if you don't want to. Fantastic. All right, the next one is a little tricky too, but it may not be as tricky as this one. We'll finish this set up, and then we're going to go to fast or fancy jacks. Fancy jacks. Crisscross the arms and what? Crisscross the feet. So here's what I'm doing. If you can handle it, if your brain is up for it at this point, as those arms crisscross, you are taking right over left and left over right. As the feet crisscross, then you're taking right cross left, left cross right. See, it's even hard for me to say. And then you speed it up. Oh my gosh. So you may practice that slow the whole time, and that is okay. The fast is just for those of you that want to kind of challenge yourself. Yeah. All right, move number 8. We are going long here. So reaching with opposite hand and leg wide across. Now I laugh at myself here because I start doing this long sweep, which felt dramatic, but it's another way to get arm work in. So you could just do the reach, or you could do this second option where I'm reaching and sweeping the arm out, and that ends up dragging the arm through the water versus reaching the arm in the water. Makes the arms work more and the core a little bit too. So when we speed this one up, it's like windshield wipers with the arms, keep the legs kicking, and the windshield wipers reach in the opposite direction of the leg. Yeah, great. All right, 9th one, here we go. We're getting close. Now this one is a lot of balance, We're gonna call this stir the bowl. I was gonna call it stir the brownie bowl, but we'll just call it stir the bowl. You can think of brownies if you want. Get solid and balanced in one leg, and then start making some big hip circles with the other. What I'm doing is 8 hip circles in one direction, and then we do 8 hip circles in the other. You may want to stand against the wall for this to start, and that is okay. I wanted to show you the floating option so that you see what we're progressing, what we're moving up to. This does a lot. So we are using core, we are using our brain, we are switching sides now. 8 in one direction, then 8 in the other. We are working the inner thigh, we are working the quads, we are working the ankles, all of those things, the low back. So we've got the buoyancy of the water that's now kind of moving us, plus the waves once you get going. You notice I'm using my arms a little bit to kind of help balance. That's okay, not cheating. That actually is all this is brain. Isn't that so cool? That is your brain is helping you kind of find your way, find your balance, find your place. The hemispheres have to talk to each other. All right, get carried away. This is boat float. Number 10 is a boat float. So you are standing, then your knees are up, you're in a boat, and tapping down. Up, boat, in, tap. Up, boat, in, tap. Here's a side view. You're gonna have to use your arms if you're not, using your little floaties. You can use floaties here too, but again, showing you the advanced option. Whew, yeah, it's tiring. And then after we get through a set of boat, I think I do about 12 of these here, then we're gonna float. Yeah, so fast little treading arms, a lot of arm work here, and I add a twist. That's for core, that's for waist. The twist is opposite arm side, a little bit of brain thing, mostly core here, honestly, and it's exhausting. Good job. All right, now you've made it to some stretches. We are going to start with a floating pigeon. Now this could be a standing pigeon or a floating pigeon. It could be against the wall pigeon, but I'm showing you float. Opposite foot crosses over the knee, and then we switch sides. So where I'm wanting you to feel a stretch here is in the glutes, in the hips. I'm holding it first. Then we can take it to a float if you want. A lot of treading. Lift it up. Yeah. So floating pigeon, one of my hips is always tighter than the other. That's why you can see you're noticing the knees a little bit higher. All right, so once we get that floating pigeon, we're going to do an opposite hand to foot reach. Maybe you can't reach the foot. Maybe you're just holding the leg. That is okay. Maybe you want to step the heel on the stairs in your pool. That's a great start here. What the opposite reach does is getting that hand across the ankle or the calf or the foot. You'll feel that in your back and in your waist and in your shoulders. It's a very nice stretch. And you don't have to have a straight leg. You could have a bent knee. So just go with your body, see what feels best. And last of all, we're going to do a little water spider. So you do have to have a monkey grip on your hands. My hands are not the strongest, but this is a good exercise for my hands. And so we're going over to one side. It's a side lunge, and then we'll walk it over to the other. Foot is flexed. So this is an inner thigh, groin, pelvic stretch. Kind of get that to each side. And then we'll come into a squat against the wall and an extension. That's really nice on the hamstrings and inner thighs. I bring my hips in, and then I extend them out as far as I can without letting go of the wall. It is a hand exercise too. We'll do that one a couple of times. Yeah. And then I just do a little flutter kick here. It always feels good to me to do the opposite move. And so I had my legs against the wall. Now I extend them out. And I do a little twist after straightening and bending the back. And then finally, we're going to finish with an infinity Tai Chi move. Fingers slightly closed if you want, to help that drag in the water increase. And we just make a figure 8, just sweeping those arms up and down and in and around, signaling to the body. We're wrapping things up. You've done such a great job today. You have calmed your nervous system. You've connected your right and left hemispheres. I look forward to seeing you again soon.